Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm reviewing another set from the Unicorn 2023 range, and these are the Pro Tech, and very nice looking grip on these. They look like a kind of updated John Lowe style. It's a really interesting grip with a nice gold tie coating on, so let's check them out. So there's 5 models in the range on the Pro Tech, and I'm reviewing the Type 1 model, the 20 gram 90% tungsten. You can also get them in 22 gram and 24 gram in steel tip, and 17 and 19 gram in soft tip, but the soft tip is 70% tungsten, and the retail for £59.95. So as you can see, it comes in this cardboard packaging, and you've got all the info on the front of the contents there. Inside there's a plastic inlay or tray holding everything in place, and the darts are fitted into a little point holder and supplied with the Gripper two-tone stems and the Pro Tech Ultrafly 100 micron flights. So the darts fit with the volute points. As you can see, it's got that kind of a spiral cut, and it's a kind of a bullet John Lowe style barrel. Got a tapered nose, and then you got a very interesting section around the middle with the gold tie coating on, and as you can see, it's got lateral cuts running through it, but it's kind of like a ring grip made into like a shark style grip. So it's like rings built up on each other and then the lateral cuts, but it is actually very grippy, and I think it's just down to the fact that these parts are really thin and widely spaced, so you're definitely getting quite a bit of edginess around there. Obviously when I test the darts I'd tend to go front, mid and rear, but really this is a dart that you're probably just going to be thrown around there because it's a short barrel, so you would say that's like the natural part to grip it. So if you like a grippy dart, then it might be worth a try, but it almost feels a bit sticky, so I'll have to see how it feels when I throw it. And then on the rear it kind of tapers, and then you've got a double thin ring grip, but it looks very nice with the gold tie coating. And there's the Unicorn Gripper two-tone stems and the Pro Tech Ultrafly flights. So as you can see, it's fitted with the volute points. Get a nice look of them there, and it's got a tapered nose, but it's got these lateral cuts running through the middle and a little bit onto the tapered nose, and a nice gold titanium coating. But as you can see, it's kind of like a mixture of thin rings into almost like a shark style grip shape, but them thin rings is what's giving you the edginess to the grip and also the lateral cuts. But definitely got an interesting feel to that grip. And then on the rear half you've got a tapered section, again natural tungsten smooth with the Unicorn logo, and then on the very end some very thin ring and groove grip, again natural tungsten with the gold tie showing through. So there you go, that's the super close look at the Pro Tech darts. The darts fit with the silver volute points, 28mm. You've got the tapered section there with some of the lateral cuts going through it, that's 10.7mm. Then you've got the very grippy ring grip section, that's kind of like step down rings and lateral cuts, that's 11.9mm. And then you've got another slightly smooth tapered section, that's 9mm. And then you've got the thin double ring and groove grip, that's 7.1mm. Small smooth section on the end, 1.9mm. Length 40.6mm, wide is 7.5mm. 20.07 grams. 20.07 grams again. and 20.08 grams, so nearly perfect. Full setup, 21.75 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached and with the supplied setup, and this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. So obviously the grippiest part is that middle section, and after throwing the darts I thought they were a little bit more sticky than I was expecting, so I'm going to give it a 9. I think that one just stuck a little bit to my grip, my fingers I should say. It is amazing how grippy it feels, but as long as you're not squeezing it too tight, the spikiness doesn't really affect you. But I think as it comes out of your hand, you might just catch one of the spikes if you don't get a clean release. I'm calling them spikes, but I suppose they're not really spikes, it's just like thin rings, but that's what it kind of feels like. Going through the air quite nice, going a little bit sideways, but overall flying quite nice. It's one of them strange grips though, as you're feeling it in your hands it just feels super aggressive, but as you just hold it you can feel like the edginess of it, but as long as you keep a fairly light touch. So I think I pressed it a bit too hard on that one, it's stuck. Yeah, so it's one of them, you've got to be a fairly light touch on it. So if you have quite a heavy touch and you grip that, just as you let go of it, it's going to stick. But if you like a really grippy dart, then it's definitely a nice one for that. I don't know if it's the grip, I'm fully on that grip now, but they seem to be going over like to the right a little bit, and when you're fully on it, like I say, if you're not getting a clean release, you do feel it stick. It is amazing that, like. Let's try to hold it a little bit lighter. Hopefully that might be better. I'm barely holding it. I see I dropped that one. But they're still leaning over, which is kind of strange. Definitely a super grippy dart, so if you're not into grippy darts then probably not for you. And that's with a really light touch, where maybe I was almost getting too light to the point where I might not have had enough control over it. I think if they really stick in your board as well and you pull it out from that grip, I think you're going to lose some skin on your fingers. Obviously I'm holding it at the race section, so it's not as grippy there, but that finger is resting on there, so I'm still kind of getting that stickiness on that finger. If I don't get that finger out of the way in time, it's going to cause problems. Them two actually went rather nice. So if you're a rear gripper and you like a short dart, and you don't like a lot of grip, it'll be fine, but wherever you put that other finger might depend on whether you like them or not, because if you're resting on that grippy part it still might not suit you. Yeah, it's a nice little dart, but I think maybe probably going to be too grippy for some, but if that's what you like, then definitely give it a try. And obviously if you're gripping around that section, that's where you're going to get the benefit of it. So like I always test right to the front and on the rear. Not really sure that kind of applies to these short little darts like that, because obviously that's where it's probably meant to be, but I'm sure some people probably still like to hold it on the rear like that. So depends on what you like, but there you go. If you want a grippy dart, that's it. I managed to get that last one in the treble, but I don't think I'm going to be playing with these. Although I do like a bit of grip, I think it may be just a little bit too much for these on these ones. Unless it's just one of them ones that you just got to get used to and learn how to throw them with an even lighter touch. But I don't know, it's probably one for people who are already into the very grippy darts. So if that's what you like, then definitely give them a try. Like I say, if you're a rear gripper, it's not as grippy on the rear, but it will depend on where you're resting the other fingers. And if you're resting them on that grippy part, you may still find it a little bit too much. So it's an amazing looking dart though. I do really like the look of them, but maybe just a bit too much grippy. So I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a close look at them. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.
It's supposed to feel.
Never break, always fight, never quit. Do it